All right, Star Kuiper week 4. Our second game has Ben's Bad Boys at Scoresman. Scoresman's going to be getting about 7 in this game after Ben sets his lineup. Starting with Ben, we got Joe Flacco going up against the Bills. Obviously, Ben's hurting. Aaron Rodgers has a bye week this week. He's going to see a major production drop off between Rodgers and Flacco. So, should be a much lower scoring week from the quarterback position for Ben. We'll have to see if he can overcome it in other areas of his team. Joique Bell, again, the touchdown vulture in Detroit. I think Reggie Bush is going to come back and play this week, so all Ben can hope for is a couple of goal line scores from Joique Bell. Rashard Mendenhall is dealing with a toe injury. I don't think he's going to be using Mendenhall. He's got the ability to bring Stephen Ridley off the bench, so he'll probably plug Ridley in there. Going against the Falcons' banged up defense, I think Ridley might have some success. Julio Jones on the other side of the ball there in that Atlanta-New England game. Obviously, a stud wide receiver. You got to start him. New England's secondary has been pretty good, but I like Julio Jones to be able to get loose maybe for a touchdown, maybe close to 100 yards receiving. Jared Cook, San Francisco is going to create some problems on defense for St. Louis. There's no doubt about it. I think they're going to be able to get some pressure on Bradford, but that might lend itself to a couple of short opportunities for Jared Cook. Who knows, he might be able to stretch a couple of those into some gains. The real big upside for Ben is he's got a kicker in a game that I think is going to present a lot of red zone opportunities. Matt Bryant kicking for Atlanta against New England. I think they're going to get into the red zone plenty. New England's got a sort of a bend but don't break defense. So I think Matt Bryant's going to have plenty of opportunities to kick field goals in that game on Sunday night. Again, like I just touched on with the tight end, love the San Francisco defense this week as a play against St. Louis. I think Bradford got sacked 6 times against the Cowboys last week. Look for the 49ers, even though they're a little banged up at linebacker and missing one due to alcohol rehab. I think they're still going to be able to get some pressure on Bradford and put up some good points in that one. And then lastly, Jimmy Graham. I mean, forget the fact that he's the best tight end in the game. He might be the best receiver in the game. Favorite target of Drew Brees. I think he's going to do some good things in that Monday night game against Miami. So look for Jimmy Graham to sort of really bolster Ben's lineup this week. Going back over to the other side, we got Vinny, Scoresman. Matt Ryan should put up okay numbers. Look for about 250 yards passing, maybe 2 touchdowns. It won't be setting the world on fire, but it'll be an adequate performance. Alfred Morris was able to finally get loose last week, a big 30-yard touchdown run. I think he does some good things against the Oakland run defense again this week. Look, Oakland's strong point is their secondary. They got Woodson and a couple other guys out there, some veteran guys that really bolster the secondary, but look for the run defense to get exposed with Alfred Morris running against it. Chris Johnson, I've loved Chris Johnson since preseason. This is just a bad matchup for him. The Jets, one bright spot in their whole team is their defense. So I look for that to be sort of a tough matchup for him. He'll still put up decent yardage, and you've always got the chance for him to hit that one home run that really makes your day. But I would temper expectations for CJ2K. Deshaun Jackson, we talked about the Philly-Denver matchup. It's going to be tough. Mile high, those receivers running those deep post routes and the go routes and whatnot. He's going to need a lot of oxygen because as fast-paced as that offense is and as much as they expect him to really stretch the football field, I think Deshaun Jackson is really going to have to be in tip-top shape and able to be able to keep up in this game. So really look for that. Jordan Cameron is kind of a fluke last week. He got the special teams touchdown where he was lined up for the field goal and flanked out and got that, and then he caught 2 other touchdowns in the red zone. I don't expect that to happen all the time. I also don't expect to have Brian Hoyer have the success he had last week. I think Cincinnati's going to be able to game plan for him this week. So I think Jordan Cameron takes a step back this week and not forward. Blair Walsh is going to be kicking in that London game. Who knows what the conditions of those fields are going to be over there in London. They play soccer on them. The turf is loose. A lot of times it's raining. The conditions really aren't conducive for being a kicker. So Blair Walsh, as much as he is a good kicker, got a good leg, I'm a little concerned about what the field conditions are going to be like for him across the pond. Then you got the Patriots defense going against Atlanta on Sunday night. I think without a real established running game, I think the Patriots are going to pin their ears back and really come after Matt Ryan. They know he's going to have to throw the football for them to be successful. And I look for them to be able to get a couple sacks, maybe an interception or two as well. And then lastly, for Scoresman, you got Eric Decker, who turned in a great performance on Monday night against Oakland. The Philly defense is not much better, so look for him to have continued success getting passes from Peyton Manning. I think he turns in a pretty good week as well. I think the real issue in this game is, the lack of Aaron Rodgers for Ben, as well as the uncertainty of what's going on in the running game. I think I've got Scoresman to win. I'm actually going to take Ben to cover the 7-point spread, though. Okay? So that wraps up Ben Bad Boys at Scoresman, and we will see you in the next segment.